Small boat, huge adventure.
So, g'day everybody. Here we are in Fiji. Been here for a couple of days, so we haven't had a tracker update for some time. I think this is the first one. We got out of China and arrived here. The boat's been on the hard since November last year. Usual deal, you open the hatch and wonder what's going on. But the boat survived. No bugs, no mold, no nothing. Just a lot of gear everywhere. And now, the bigger the boat, the bigger the mess. We've got mess everywhere. We've only been on board now for 2 nights, and a great reminder when you come back. We've spent a lot of time here, in fact, years here in Fiji and stuff. When we were living in Tonga, every winter we used to every summer we'd bring our boats over here and leave them laid up. But then there was a gap of about 3-4 years after we got wiped out with the, or just before, and then got wiped out by the tsunami in Tonga. So it's good to be back, and I'm sure the fleet is getting very excited about getting here. Anyway, we've got quite a few jobs to do now to get the boat in the water. This is our mobile office. I have been saying it's a Starlink office, but we're actually using the internet from just a local SIM card now. And because we're not going to be cruising a lot, we just halt the monthly service on Starlink for about a month, and then we'll be sailing a lot more at that point now at the anchorage while we're managing it. So we'll use Starlink then, and we'll end up we're scheduled to go over to Tonga as well, so we'll be doing some stuff over in Tonga. Anyway, but here we go, and I haven't looked at the tracker. I just had a quick look then when we came in. There's not many boats out there. We know sort of what's going on, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, we'll go straight into the tracker, and happy to answer any questions, and we'll talk about what we've picked up with some of the entrants. If you haven't, there's a bit of an epic, a 1-hour chat with Kerry just below this one. It's always great. Kerry's got quite a unique perspective on his feeling for the MGR, why he's doing it, what he's doing. He's from a unique sailing background. He's one of the competitive guys like Renaud and all the others as well. Like there's a whole bunch of the leaders up the front. Out there absolutely racing. That's their number one priority, as well as enjoying the ambiance of what's going on. Kerry brought up lots of interesting subjects about how he's sort of their local media identities, because a lot of people ask him over for lunches and dinners and offering to help in little ways. It's all very cool, and there are a lot of people following the Mini Globe Race. That's something we're picking up more and more now. So yes, we have our hardcore followers. So if you like what you're seeing, like and share and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, it helps us with everything that's going on. But it's really great. Everyone's excited, and we've covered a lot of ground now. I just put the map up at the start. Renaud's just about to leave, imminently leave Papeete, heading to Tonga, and then he'll have an 8-day stop over there in Pangai, and there's some great spots north and south of there. So during that 8 days, they can do a lot of interesting things. And then after that, they head straight here to Fiji. So a rough timeline. It's about 12, maybe 10 days for Renaud to get to Tonga if he's quick, and he always is. So there's maybe 10 days, and then 8 days, it's 18, and then it's only 3-4 days. 19, 20, 21, 22, 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, they'll be there. So we better get the boat in the water quick. I've got to polish the whole hull. We've got a Beneteau 423 that we're living on now, and the office. We're currently on the hard. The keel's in the hole, and we've got car tyres all down, truck tyres supporting it in the hole for the cyclone season. But it's got the dark blue hull, which really looks cool. But every time you have a dark blue hull, well, in fact, there's 2 things about boats. You have a teak deck. This is a 2003 model. Teak decks are stuffed after that time, which is a real bore. And if you've got a blue hull, the whole thing goes chalked off. It's matte colour, matte, not glossy. But we want to turn it into glossy, so I've got a few days of polishing to do and get systems working again and get the fan working in our cabin. The bloody fan's not working, so isn't that funny? Okay, so enough of that. We've got a few people turn up. We'll go straight into the tracker and see what we've got going here. So Gary's left, which is good. Josh is coming down to start the Tuamotos, coming down with the trade winds. Jasmine's still trying to chase Ayrton. Ayrton watches all these, I'm sure. So when he heard that Jasmine was coming, he put his foot down a bit, and Ayrton's just about to arrive, so Jasmine didn't quite get past him. And we've got Popeye and John way over here closing in on the Marquises, which is really cool. So let's just see roughly what their timelines might be. They seem to be catching the fleet, so they will absolutely make Fiji in time to muck it up with the fleet. Okay, less than 1,000 miles, so that's probably 8.5 days. So a bit over a week they'll be there. So that's not too bad. So if they're 10 days there, so say a week or 2 days there, sort of, yeah, that's not too bad. It's about 10 days behind Gary, so the whole fleet, they'll probably arrive a couple of say maximum 3 weeks before the rest of the fleet. So they'll get a couple of weeks here, a week or a couple of weeks with everyone, which is quite fun. They'll be looking forward to that. They're probably missing them by now. So we'll get rid of that. John is looking like he's ahead of the game here. Maybe not waiting for the old man. I say that with respect to the old man. I should be calling him Popeye. There we go. So I'll pull them in here and just see how far apart they are. Ooh, he's streaming ahead. Japers. Oh, that's Mike. Okay, Popeye's in the lead. Whoa, there you go. 4.5 knots, 107-mile day. We'll see how far ahead he is. And John, way back here, 4.7. Oh, they're the same. Exactly the same. No, nearly. He's trying to catch up now. 72-mile day. Something happened there. Must have fallen in a hole. And haven't heard any strange reports on the. Let's check the timeline. 1600. Oh, that's why. And 2000. Yeah, okay. So that's the reason he's fallen behind, because his tracker's not updating as well. He's got a bit of a charging problem with his tracker, and we've sent a message to YB to check it. He's having to recharge it quite often. We're not stressed on it. He's got 2 trackers, so but anyway, we'll try and sort that and get back to him and see what's going on with that one. So that would then put him, if we look at the distance, the difference there, it's 4 hours difference. They're probably right beside each other. Right beside. Let's see. Go bow to bow. Boom, boom. Yeah, 17. So they are still side by side. So there's just a timeline difference. That's what's causing that one. I thought, wow, that's a bit of a turnaround. So that's cool. I'm going to put the snail trails on there, and I'm going to put the grid on here. Then I'm going to pan out and just look at the weather coming through. They've got a nice breeze there now. It's pumping, so it's a little bit of yellow behind them. So that's what do we got? 20, 25, gusting 28. Something like that. Nice solid breezes. The sea state for them is waves here is pretty good. The blue is sort of up to about 2 meters, so they're a good solid 2 meters. Maybe they've had it puff through 2.5, but down a little bit on what they were experiencing a couple of days ago, which was the last time we checked. Current wise, I haven't looked for a while, so we'll have a look at this. Okay, boy, they're right on the edge of some big stuff above them. So they're getting a little bit. There's at least half a knot there, so that's 12 hours a day. 12 miles a day. So they're certainly not stressing. They're not driving hard. They're doing their own thing. That's pretty obvious. And whilst we haven't heard anything yet for a while, obviously still having a good time. So that's cool. All right. So let's we want to check the weather now for the next couple of days. Come back to the wind. Okay, here we go. 17. Oh, that's 2 days. That's a bit much. So 18 is the same. So tomorrow, we're on 18. What am I talking about? Oh, that's because I'm in a different timeline. We're looped around the world. They're not in our side of the world. So the current timeline there, UTC, yeah, it's okay. We're just rolling over. Anyway, so there's pretty much a day. Still got a nice breeze, and then on the second day, it's holding all the way through. So they'll keep their average times. So that's fine. Okay, over here, Gary, he had an interesting stopover. I think a lot of people have seen the video. Just to remind you, had a few people asking, oh, that wasn't very good anti-fouling. He didn't have any anti-fouling. He, as you probably may remember, shipped the boat late to Antigua. The shipping, there were delays, and so he was stressed to get the qualifier done. Did his qualifier, set off a week late, just caught the back of the fleet while he's in Panama, but there was a rush to join the transit over the bridge and everything. So he didn't get a chance to do any anti-fouling, and he probably could have, but for a few litres of anti-fouling, it's like $700. So the anti-fouling there was nuts. And then the plan was to do it in Panama. No, yeah, so he thought he'd do it in Panama, but by the time he got there, short of time, super expensive anti-fouling. Oh, bugger it, he'll do it when he gets to Fiji or whatever. It didn't work out that way. It was very obvious with his speeds that he was running with barnacles, and that was his new reality. Fortunately, he was able to pull it out, get some anti-fouling, and get rid of those barnacles in the Marquesas. So he's now back on track, and my mouse is going crazy. Jane's doing the washing in the cockpit, and the hose just came through the window and wet my mouse pad here. Now I can't drive it properly. It's got very super sensitive. Hang on, I got to try and the hose. I got water dribbling down the screen of the computer. Jeepers. Okay, let's see. I'm getting it back now. Jeepers. Okay, there we go with Gary. 5.4 knots and 117 mile day. Jeepers, he's flying. So that's super slick anti-fouling. And I've now lost my mouse completely. There it is. Okay. Jane will laugh when I tell her what's going on. She's got no idea. Josh, 4.7, 87 mile day, doing okay. About to enter the Marquesas, and he's doing okay. With sometimes shorter reports. We get no reports from Josh and very few from Gary. He does his regular videos, but we're not getting much on a daily basis, but that's fine. They're having a good time. I'm just going to open it up here just to have a look at Jasmine and Ayrton. So this is 2000. Yep, so it's the latest position. 4 knots and 99 mile day. And Ayrton's still at sea at that time. Oh no, he's stopped now. He's already in. There you go. Now, hang on, I'm just trying to drive my cursor here. I'm going to build it up a bit. Okay, here it comes. Okay, now what's going on here? So it's now showing Ayrton still at sea. Oh, now there we go. I don't know what was happening there. Okay, doing 4.5 knots and 109 mile day, but certainly cleared out a bit from Jasmine. So she did a 99 mile day as well. They're just hanging in with each other. And just to give you an idea of their time, their distances, both to the anchor and also the anchorage or the marina berth, they're 24 miles apart. So Jasmine's about 5 hours or so behind Ayrton. So when you see Ayrton in, it should be imminent. Ayrton should be coming in any time. Then Jasmine's going to be about 5 or 6 hours behind. I'll try and do the distance off for Ayrton to give you the ETA there. And I've got to remember the time. I think where we are now, we're about 12 hours off GMT or UTC, so it must be nearly 2 hours into this. And Ayrton from the line, and I'll just show you the line again so everyone can understand what goes on here. Here comes the line. So I hit that. Well, you can see we just did that, but come on, there's one. There's the other one. So he was only 2 miles, so he'd be across the line now and already in. So that's the situation. Yeah, we should see something come up soon, just to say what's going on and see where he is. Just for those that were watching where Kerry was, there's his anchorage there. This is the cruising boat anchorage. It's a bit far from anywhere, and Tahina Marina is a bit further down the track, and that's where Eric is at the moment as well. He's got a berth there. I think when he came through, there wasn't a berth for Eric at the main city marina. So he's down here on the marina, Tahina Marina. Dan came down to Tahina Marina to do his rigging. He's fitted I don't know what happened there. He's fitted a whole new reefing system. So his previous one must have been kaput for some reason. I think that's the case. It was a whole new system. His parents are there. They had a sail on the boat, and it looks like he may have actually gone back to the other side now. Not sure. Anyway, but Kerry, that's the anchorage there, right by the airstrip. You can see that's the airport. I meant to mention to Kerry, I didn't realise they shut down boat movements for safety at night time, which is interesting because normally you call them up on the radio and get permission to transit the end of the runway here and the end of the runway there. If there's a plane landing, they'll stop you and you wait. But this is a beautiful lagoon in here. It's crystal clear water. It is fantastic. We've spent a bit of time over here and it's very peaceful, so I get it. He's got a lot of cruising boats over there and doesn't cost anything. It's free and he's having fun. So okay, so I think we're just need to look at the weather now for the other guys still out on the water. We'll come back on that and then we'll just see if there's any comments. Right, I want to come back to the wind. Okay, so it's lighter winds there. Hello, Jane. Jane, you put water all over the computer screen and on the keypad. She's making out she's not here. No comment. Anyway, you heard her steps coming down. I can prove she was here. Hang on, I'm distracted. So zooming out to get the weather for Gary and Josh, because Jasmine will be in shortly. So there it is there. If we come forward a day, it's strengthening. Okay, the breeze is holding it. You saw it went light for Ayrton and Jasmine. Most of them were getting light coming in, but this looks like it might, by the time Josh gets down there, we're okay. There's a couple of days. We'll come forward to the next one. Yep, there's breeze all the way through for Josh, and Gary's got a good breeze. Starts to go light, so he's going to probably have a similar thing. But there doesn't look to be, by the time Gary gets down there, from what I'm seeing here, it seems to be reasonably stable. So the squalls that he gets, which he will get, will be localized, just smaller ones, not super intense like Dan got. Let's have a look at the waves generally. Yeah, it's all 1 to 2. Oh, there's interesting. Look at that. Might be some current there. I don't know whether you can detect that. Probably if you're watching on your phone, you can't. But there's a big block there, big square block of a wave pattern going one way. On the other side here, it's going completely different direction, and down the back here, it's different as well. And there's a real convergence here of swells at the Tuamotus because it's like a big breakwater, so everything changes. It's just like being behind a breakwater. The sea goes smooth, all that sort of stuff, and quite fun for the sailors. Temperature be getting cooler all the time. It's a really nice temperature in Fiji, except for during the day, it's still pretty hot. But night times are a little bit cooler, which is cool. No pun intended. Just going to check for rain through there. It's always interesting to see if there's anything happening. It's basically showing a bit patchy, so there will be squalls, and it's probably going to be cloud cover as well. Let's see what the clouds are. Yeah, there's a fair bit of blue sky there. That's not too bad. It's showing a little bit of cloud and stuff as well, but that's fine. Okay, I think we've done everything there. So we'll come back to me here and say good day to everybody. Okay, so that's where the water had to come from. Jane's in the cockpit doing the washing, and somehow the hose came my way, came right down, hit the screen, dribbled down the screen, got onto my keypad, and but anyway, we're dried off now, and it's okay. I'll forgive her. So it's late, I know your time, and we'll see what's here. Everyone's having a good time in Papeete, that's for sure. There's no question. G'day, Marek. What's the story with Jacob being towed? That'll, there was an issue there, and that'll all come out when we do the final determination. But yeah, there's a couple of boats that have an issue about outside assistance. In fact, there's a few. The issue now, it appears, I think you all know about the issue with Dan Turner when he got a tow by Argo from being in a difficult situation. So we're assessing that. Argo was still we were still waiting for Argo's report. We've got Dan's report. It's all cool, and they're all happy at the moment. Argo was going to send us some stuff, but he said he's happy to rely on what Dan said. They're together now, so we'll assess that. Then there's a situation that there may be outside assistance for Jacob, and also possible outside assistance for Urton. So we're assessing that. We're still doing the checks, waiting for reports and so on. And we'll assess all that, and we're going to wait until we get to Fiji before we make the final determination for a couple of reasons. Anyway, so that's Jacob's. Everyone's been very helpful with that. Rachel can't see the map. Why couldn't you see the map? Don't tell me I didn't put the. Jeepers. You're not sharing the screen. The update. Jeepers. Too many things going on again. Sorry about that, everybody. I will come back to the. I'll come back to the screen now, and here's the screen. I'll go on to the thing. Oh, sorry, process. I haven't done one for a few days, and too many things happening. Oh no, I got not complaining, just saying doing a lot of different things, and so I didn't. I failed to press the right buttons, which you've now got. And Jane wasn't watching. I said, "Oh, it's okay, Jane. You watch there," because normally she's checking on the Facebook to make sure I'm doing it right. And she's doing the washing, and I was not doing it right. So here comes the map, just to put it in perspective for those that are still there. Here's the marquees up here. You can see Gary's position right there. He's left a day or so ago. Josh is just down here, coming into the Tuamotos, and then. I heard someone sent me a message on Facebook, so that was probably what that was as well, saying, you're not showing the screen. So here's coming into Papeete. So there's Jasmine, 4 hours out, 4 to 6 hours out, and Urton's just arrived in Papeete. So then hopefully, I don't even think that means you didn't get the picture of where Kerry was. So I will come down to that in a minute. First of all, I'll just quickly show you where Okay, everybody. Hang on. Mini globe race. Cancel. G'day, everybody. So, for those of you that are still here, I think it's still running. You're not going to believe what just happened. But anyway, I'll tell you. Hang on, I've got to just. Nope, that's not right. Wait one. Sorry? I can hear your voice with no face. No screen. It should be there. Yeah, okay. So for those that you that had faith and stuck around, you're not going to believe this, but the phone, the internet phone that we are using, was on the chart table back there behind me, and the sun was coming in through the companionway, and the phone got red hot and shut down. The phone just shut itself down because it was in the sun, sitting there flat, and it just got superheated and shut down. So we lost all the internet. So I'm just about going to give up on this, and I'll answer some of the questions that are there for those that are happening. But sorry about that. This is crazy. I think you got a bit of a sneak peek of the tracker. Yeah, we'll remember to keep the phone out of the sun next time. Okay, so I'm going to just squeak back here. Most of you be gone. What's the story with Jacob? We mentioned that. Didn't see the tracker. Yep, got that. Don, you're not sharing the screen. Can't see the tracker. Let us see the chart aid. Not swinging. Because when I'm on the chart, of course, I don't see these comments on the side. So that's why someone probably sent me a message on Facebook. When is Renaud due to leave? Very shortly, in hours, I believe. And in fact, I thought he may have already been gone. We didn't have a look at that. I don't do a count back, so we'll leave when he's 7 days are up. So exactly 7 days after he arrived, if you've got that one, that's when he goes. You've had traveled a lot of time zones, so bound to be a little mixed up for the day. Yeah, absolutely. I'm all over the place at the moment. But anyway, I've disappeared. Yep, no, that video feed cut. Black screen, John trying to back. We really need Jane watching. Yep. But that was funny. Well, if Jane had been watching, the phone wouldn't have been hot in the sun. So there you go. It's the washing's fault. Oops. Okay. So that's it. So we'll be a bit more organised and consistent next time. Sorry about that, everybody. We're not the Bondi. We're not the Ocean Race. We're the Mini Globe Race. We try to do the best we can. Sometimes it doesn't work. Never mind. Sorry. And we'll see you. Probably there's not a lot happening, but we should be able to come back and see bits and pieces maybe tomorrow as well. Okay, see you later. Is Jasmine likely to arrive before Renaud leaves? I think so, maybe. To be quite honest, I forget exactly what time he's leaving. So, but it's imminent. He's given his post-departure.
Small boat, huge adventure.